Circle's mission is different. If anybody has ever watched our live streams, if you have ever been to one of our celebrations in person, you know we're different. We are not like any church out there. We're not like any other spiritual community. Jubilee Circle, this is a spiritual dojo. This is the place where people come. They learn the inner moves. They learn the tools that they need to become the light of the world, to remember who they are, to remember that they are the light of the world and that their function in this world is to go out and be that light every single day. We are here to offer you the tools that you need to transform yourself, to expand yourself, to understand that you are the light of the world. You are the unlimited vastness of the holy. And we can help you connect. And we can help you find a community where you can grow, and you can be transformed, and you can transform the world. Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to Jubilee Circle. Hey. Welcome out there. Welcome to everybody who is in the building this morning. And Jim Mounts, our camera guy, has a new angle he can show us today. He can show us what the crowd looks like. We don't have much of a crowd here today, but you can see the back of everybody's head at least, I think. So. Thanks, Jim. He's amazing. Now we got 3 cameras here. Pretty soon we're just going to be a major production house here at Jubilee Circle. So welcome everybody, and thanks so much to Jim for all he does back there to make us look good on the air. So thanks for joining us out there. Thanks for joining us in here. And we are continuing our Via Positiva theme of How I Wonder. And this quarter we have been discovering how wonder can help us experience more miracles and remember who we truly are. I have always been envious of speakers who can stand up and talk for hours on end without a script, because either they know their material so well that scripts would stilt them, or they can get out of their own way so effectively that they simply allow that higher wisdom to just flow right through them and through their mouth. And I have always read from a script, and I am doing so right now. However, I have recently challenged myself to ditch the script and simply talk from the heart and just be willing to get my ego out of the way. That fear, the ego is always, fearful of looking stupid or coming up blank or any other terrifying thoughts that the ego has about speaking extemporaneously. It's no wonder that one of the most frightening things to people is standing up and speaking in front of people, because you think you're going to look stupid, you're going to be blank, whatever. So I have been practicing speaking extemporaneously by starting a podcast where I just post recordings of me walking and talking about spiritual stuff while I'm out on a dog walk. It's a great little podcast. It's, so I just take you with me and we go walk and I just talk your ear off. So I have a few listeners to my podcast, but the point of doing it really isn't so much about building a following as much as it is to build my own confidence in my ability to get out of my own way and just allow Spirit to say whatever it wants to say through me. So I'm trying to ditch the script, become this more open channel for the love of God to flow through me into the world, and the ego likes it to be about winning praise than for me to become a better speaker. But my intention and my desire is just to become a better channel, a better teacher of God. And I know that wisdom is nowhere to be found in the puny ego. It's true, when I write my sermons, I believe they can be inspired, but it also kind of puts me in a box that keeps me from hearing Spirit in the moment when I'm speaking. So we're going to try a little experiment today. Jim has assured me that no one has brought rotten tomatoes if I really mess this up. As my teacher, one of the teachers I listened to, Kyle Cease, he wrote a book called I Hope I Screw This Up. And it's all about stepping out and doing new things. And so I hope I screw this up this morning, because it'll just be a little bit of an ego calmer for me. I'm going to speak from notes because I am not completely crazy. I'm not taking the training wheels completely off yet. But I'm curious about the possibilities that this exercise might open up for me this morning. So I'm willing to be vulnerable with all of you this morning and all of you out there this morning. So we're going to be playing a game about infinite possibilities that may make some of you feel vulnerable, because I'm going to ask you to come up here on stage so everybody can hear you and see you to play this game with me. But if you are willing to go, as Rumi says, out into that field beyond right doing and wrong doing, where we are one, then I think by the end of all this exercise and fun and games this morning, every single one of us will be saying, oh yeah. Please rise as you're able. And we begin our celebration in the normal fashion. We remember the four elements, the air and the water, the earth and the fire. And we burn sage as a reminder that this is a safe and a sacred time. And we are burning black sage, and black sage invites you to make an intention as we burn it, because it is a sage of visions. It is a sage of infinite possibilities. So I invite you, set your intention for what you want to be and become as we orient ourselves in this sacred time and space by calling the four directions.
Let us turn and face the east. Society used to think that it was only possible for the Earth to be the center of the universe, with all other planets traveling around it. Those possibilities shifted, though, because others were willing to think in new ways, to see the sun as the rightful center of the universe. Help us, Holy One, to see the possibility that perhaps our ego is not the center of our universe, and that you, instead, are. Give us the wisdom to revolve around you, Holy One, and not our ego. Quarter turn to the right, and we face the south. Some people believed that it was impossible for carbon gases and other human-made emissions to change the weather patterns of this world. As the summers get hotter here in the south, though, we're seeing new possibilities arise, and beliefs are changing as we begin to more fully understand climate change. Holy One, help us to remember the fragile nature of this world and know that it is possible to change our fate by changing our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Quarter turn to the right, and we face the west. Our ancestors looked up to the night sky and saw the stars as holes through which they could see the light of heaven shining through. Those who saw new possibilities realized that we are simply a speck of a planet in a vast network of the universe. Holy One, may we be willing to see the endless possibilities before us and think and see in new ways that lead to better ways of living for all of us. Quarter turn to the right, and we face the north. The wisdom of the North teaches us patience and endurance, offering us lessons in the possibilities of life, even in the midst of its challenges. During those times when we see limited possibilities, Holy One, open our eyes to the infinite choices that you offer us in every moment. Give us the wisdom to follow your divine guidance. Turn back toward the center. Every moment of our lives holds infinite possibilities, Jubilants. Too often we stick to the script of society that seeks to dictate the choices we make. But the Holy calls us to be willing to set aside the script of our lives and instead become open channels of holy improvisation so God's love can flow freely from us into a world that only wants to say, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Please remain standing, and we will sing our opening song. We've got a little bit of yacht rock for you this morning. Right, we need a wine spritzer for this morning. If you have a Bloody Mary out there this morning, that probably would work too. This is a little bit of America for you. Got some Zima. Zima?
That doesn't date us at
all. Do we even make Zima anymore?
I don't think they do. I don't know.
I remember Zima.
Oh, yeah.
And if you want to follow along out there in TV land, you can find the bulletin at jubileecircle.com. It'll be right there on our homepage or on our Facebook page. And you can download that. You'll get the lyrics and the readings and everything you need to keep up with us today. All right. Never believed in things that I couldn't see. I said, if I can't feel it, then how can it be? No magic could happen to classic yacht rock. All right. That's right. Everybody wants their wine spritzer now. Making everybody thirsty. All right, so welcome everybody to Jubilee Circle. We are a inclusive, progressive, interfaith community here in Columbia, South Carolina, and we teach the timeless wisdom of love and unity that is found in all mainstream religions, metaphysical philosophies, mysticism, and the teachings of inspired secular and religious leaders throughout the centuries. We seek to create a space where folks can come and transform spiritually, whether it's here physically in the building or out there via television and live streaming. We want to create that space so we can find life's deeper meaning, to love wastefully, to engage the world peacefully, and to do justice, all in an effort to discover how we can live into our higher divine self. And we also recognize we are part of God's good creation. We are formed in love and joy as well as stardust. But we humans, we often forget this. We believe instead we are lost in this world of paradox where we encounter others as beautiful or ugly or good or bad or generous or stingy or loving and recalcitrant. Yes, but let us remember our true function here, Jubilants. It is to be the light of the world. It is to remember that we are the light of the world and to remember that we have never left the mind of God, which is our true home. And we are to be here as an open channel for all of that love that created us. So the world gets to say, oh yeah. All right, next Sunday, we're going to continue our Via Positiva theme of How I Wonder. We are going to use an original song that I wrote a while back to explore the wonder of play, of playfulness. We're going to play a little bit today, and so we'll extend our playfulness into next week. And then Sunday, August 22nd, is going to be very special because we are going to do a pulpit swap. I am going to go to Asheville and preach at the Jubilee community in Asheville for that Sunday on August 22nd. And Laura Collins, who is the interim minister at Jubilee in Asheville, will come here and speak. So tune in for Laura. She is amazing. She is an incredible and wonderful speaker. You will not be disappointed when you hear her. She is fabulous. So I highly recommend that. And Laura is going to speak on the wonder of the journey. And I'm taking a rerun to Jubilee in Asheville because why write a new one when you got 10 years worth, right? There's always good ones you can pull from. It's nice to have all that content. Spent 10 years writing them. You know, some of you've never heard them, so there you go. Friday, September 3rd. Will be our Jubilee Circle open mic and coffee house. And we had about 20 folks in the room on Friday. Steve Bennett was here, and it was fabulous. We had a really good time, and the open mic was fun. And you know what? You can go back and watch it on our YouTube channel because we live streamed it, so it's up there recorded. And I highly recommend watching the Steve Bennett portion because that man is a great singer and songwriter and writes some fabulous stuff. So thanks to Steve Bennett for being our featured performer. He was fabulous. Coming up next month, Tim O'Keefe will be our featured singer and songwriter. He will start at 7. Open mic starts at 8. All right, and we're closely monitoring, of course, the situation of how COVID is even spreading among those of us who have gotten our shots, and so we're looking at the landscape and seeing what's happening because we have wanted to do some retreats and some other events here at Jubilee Circle, but the board is we're just gonna kind of see how things go in the next few weeks before we really start making some solid plans. But hopefully by the fall, later in the fall, maybe we can start to make some solid plans on doing some more programming and some more educational stuff because we do want to become that spirituality, that center for spirituality and the arts. So music and everything else that we can do here that will expand our spirits. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. We'll all be just, seeing what happens out there. And in the meantime, if you haven't been vaccinated, please, I'm begging you to go get vaccinated because the next variant, you never know. It might be something that is vaccine resistant, but I'm not going to speak that into the universe. It's totally possible that COVID could disappear tomorrow. It's totally possible. It's totally possible that everything goes back to normal. It's totally possible that the new normal is even better. It's totally possible that we actually learn a lesson from all of this and we emerge as a better society. It is totally possible. And that's a taste of what we're going to play here in just a few minutes. It's Totally Possible game. But first, a word from our sponsor. Oh, Jesus, right. Hear these wise and holy words from this wise and holy woman.
It's not actually from me. I'm just reading it.
If you turn it.
I'm going to turn it.
Yeah, just turn it toward your
That's what
mouth.
I'm gonna
There.
do. I turned it.
Beautiful. That's good.
From the Jesus story, John 14, 11, and 12. Believe me that I am the Holy One, and the Holy One is in me. But if you do not, then believe me because of the works themselves. Very truly I tell you, the one who believes in me will also do the works that I do, and, in fact, will do greater works than these. From A Course in Miracles, Lesson 45. God is the mind with which I think. There is no relationship between what is real and what you think is real. Nothing that you think are your real thoughts, nothing that you think are your real thoughts resemble your real thoughts in any respect. Nothing that you think you see bears any resemblance to what vision will show you. You think with the mind of God. Therefore, you share your thoughts with him as he shares his with you. They are the same thoughts because they are thought by the same mind. To share is to make alike or to make one. We will not let the thoughts of the world hold us back. We will not let the beliefs of the world tell us what God would have us do is impossible. Instead, we will try to recognize that only what God would have us do is possible. From David Hawkins' book, Letting Go. All lower emotions are limitations and blind us to the reality of our true self. As we surrender our way up the scale and near the top, a new type of experience begins to happen. At the very top of the scale, there occurs the realization of one's true self and the varying levels of illumination. The main importance of this is to note that as we get higher and freer, what the world calls spiritual awareness, intuition, and growth of consciousness occur. This is the common experience of all who surrender their negative feelings. They become more and more conscious. That which is impossible to see or experience at lower levels of consciousness becomes self-evident and stunningly obvious at higher levels.
These are wise and holy words. Thanks be to the holy. All creation is holy word. All creation speaks volumes of the holy. Hallelujah. Let's stand and sing, and we have the camera over there. If you want to go wave at everybody. Yeah, this is our socially distancing song, so you can go and wave at the camera. All right, here we go. 2, 3, 4.
Camera.
the band is dismissed. Y'all can become spectators. For the moment, anyway. All right. Trying something brand new today. And I have notes, but let's see. Oh, Beth, can you bring me the readings, just in case I need readings? You're dismissed, CC. You can go be part of the crowd out there. All right. So who is worried about something this morning? Keith is worried. Who's worried? Come on, everybody's got a worry of some sort. Yeah. All right. I mean, we got a little bit of something going on that's bugging us, right? And when you're worried, what do? You fret. You become anxious. You get stressed. You what? Perseverate. Oh, that's a beautiful word. Perseverate. That's what it means. Perseverate and perspire. Perspire. We did. One of the other things that we always do when we worry is we tell ourselves stories. And the stories that we tell ourselves are about how everything is gonna go wrong, right? Collapse, fall apart. Those are the stories that we tell ourselves. We're worried that things are not going to go the way we want them to go. And so we go, oh, well, this could happen and this could happen. And we do everything in the negative. We tell ourselves stories about how everything's going to fall apart. Like if we're worried over money, I'm worried, I keep telling myself these stories of how I'm not going to have any money. I'm going to be out on the street. I won't be able to pay my bills. I'm telling myself all of these stories. Today, we're going to try to retrain our brain that when worry arises, when our peace is disturbed, to go in the opposite direction. The game we're going to play is a game we've always played in the negative. We always tell ourselves, it's totally possible that this person will leave me. It's totally possible that I'll lose my job. It's totally possible that I might get sick. We play it in the negative all the time. So we're going to practice turning it around today and retrain ourselves to think with our higher divine mind. Lesson 45 in A Course in Miracles, it says, God is the mind with which I think. But we're often in the opposite. Ego is the mind in which we think. We look at the world, and all we see is what's wrong. We look at the world, and all we see is those people are really screwing it up. Those people are to blame for why everything is bad. Those people are why I'm in the situation I am in, and you are thinking in the mind of your ego. So, the first step, God is the mind with which I think. Our real thoughts, the real thoughts that we have are not fearful. They're not worrying thoughts. These are the ego's thoughts. This is how the false self sees the world. But when we think with the mind of God, we are thinking the thoughts that created us. We are seeing through a different lens. We see the world through love and peace and joy. This lesson in the game we're about to play, it gives us the tools to sort of Marie Kondo our thoughts and let go of any of the thoughts that we have that do not spark joy, that do not spark love, that do not spark peace. We will not let the thoughts of the world hold us back, this lesson says. We will not let the beliefs of the world tell us that what God would have us do is impossible. Instead, it says we will try to recognize that only what God would have us do is possible. And we like to think of the impossible. Oh, that's impossible. That'll never happen. But if it's God's will, if love is in it, if peace and joy are in it, it cannot fail, the Course says. Because that is God's will, and if we are aligning ourselves with God's will, then what we think is impossible suddenly becomes possible. David Hawkins, in his book, he lays out this ladder of thoughts from the unreal to the real in his book, Letting Go. So he talks about the realm of unreal thoughts. These are our lower vibrational thoughts. We start in shame. That is the lowest vibration that we can have. Shame, and then guilt, and then apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, and pride. These are all of our lower, he ranks them with vibrational numbers. I don't know. It's science, I don't know. Metaphysics, I don't know. But he ranks them. And so shame is the lowest. When we reach pride, the next level of emotion and thought and feeling is courage. Courage. This is where it shifts. When we begin to think, yeah, I can do that. And we're ready to step out in faith and do what we feel is impossible, but knowing that it's possible because God is with us. After courage comes neutrality, then willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, and finally the highest vibration we can achieve is peace. Peace, he says, is where we experience perfection, bliss, effortlessness, and oneness. It is a state of non-duality, he says, beyond separation, beyond the intellect. It is peace that passes all understanding. And so as we ascend this ladder of thoughts, these ladder of feelings and emotions, things that seemed impossible when we're mired in shame or apathy or grief or fear now become effortless. Once we reach courage and higher, we enter the realm of infinite possibility because we are connecting again with our true mind. We are connecting with the mind of God. Once we reach those higher level vibrations, then God becomes the mind with which we think. We're no longer in the ego's realm of shame and fear and guilt, grief. And Jesus says we can achieve whatever we set our minds to do as long as our basis is in love, as long as we are connected with God's will. Remember, God is love and will is thought. If our thoughts are aligned with love, then whatever we seek to do is possible, even if the ego says it's impossible. If we are aligning our thought, our will, with God's will, which is love, if we are in the thoughts of love, if God is the mind with which we think, everything becomes possible. And Jesus says, when we do this, we connect with that loving God mind, Jesus says, you can do everything I have done and more. You will do greater things. Greater things. That's available to us, Jubilants. When we raise our vibration, the impossible becomes possible. Because the good things we want in this world reside only in the holy mind of love, our holy mind of joy and peace. And they're shrouded at the ego level with these lower vibrations. So the game we're going to play today, it was introduced to me by my teacher, Kyle Cease. It's called the Totally Possible Game. And it's very much like Abraham's exercise that's called a Rampage of Appreciation, where you just say everything you're appreciative about, everything that in this moment you're thankful for. But this game begins with the sentence, it's totally possible. And then you just say whatever comes to mind. It's totally possible that COVID will disappear tomorrow. And the ego says, that's stupid. That's the stupidest thought I have ever heard. Yeah, we had a president that said that once. And when Donald Trump said it'll disappear tomorrow, I went, he believes in miracles, okay. Yeah, that was like the one thing he said. I was like, and then the next sentence was a grievance. He was almost there. He was almost there. Because I got excited when he said that. But here's the rule. You can have a grievance or you can have a miracle. You can't have both. So when he followed up, COVID will disappear tomorrow with a grievance, he completely canceled it out. Like, he was there. He was so there. Ah, well. So, we have to do this game. We have to be vulnerable to do this game because your ego's going to go, that's stupid. Your ego's going to want to follow it up with a but or with a grievance. COVID will disappear tomorrow except for all those idiots who won't get vaccines. Well, there you go. Now you're not playing the game anymore. Now you're playing it in the negative. Are y'all understanding? Are you getting what I'm trying to, are you picking up what I'm putting down? as they always used to say. So, I just want to give you an example of how I use this game successfully. Has anyone ever, I don't know, gotten cable? Right? And so you call and say, I would like to set up an appointment to have my cable installed. And they say, yes, someone can come between the hours of 10 and 2 between September and January. Right? I mean, getting an appointment, it's like a huge block of time, and you know they're going to come at the last half hour, if not just right after the time window, right? So I had to have the internet service switched out here and at one of my rental properties. So I had two cable appointments between noon and 3. And I looked at Beth and I said, it's totally possible that the cable guy will call me and want to come early. It's totally possible. And do you know it happened not just once, but twice. For both appointments, different cable guys, different installers, called me and said, can I come early? Miracle! It is a miracle. It is a bona fide miracle. Jesus didn't do that miracle. I did. You will do greater things than Jesus. Jesus can't get a cable guy to show up early. Documented. So now you have all the proof that you need that this works. Because I have done greater than Jesus. So I played this game this morning with this presentation. It's totally possible that I'll get out of my own way and let Spirit lead this morning. It's totally possible I won't make a fool out of myself. It's totally possible that this is the best Sunday ever, right? It's totally possible that this game can change the lives of those who are willing to play it with me this morning. So, who wants to play? All right, Bob. Maria. Okay, come on, Bob. You got to come up here because we got the folks have to hear you. Okay. So either microphone. All right. So what we're going to do, Kyle Cease runs this thing every week called the It's Totally Possible Open Mic. And so what I want you to do, Bob, maybe as a starting point, if you had something that you're worried about.
Well, we could talk about recurring dreams.
Okay. All right.
I've had this recurring dream where I'm supposed to check out of a hotel or be out of an apartment by certain time, certain date.
Right.
And for something comes up and I can't, and all my stuff is thrown out.
Ah, okay. So it's totally possible that that dream will not come true.
Well, I hope so.
No,
it won't come true.
It's totally possible.
Oh, it's possible.
No, it's not. It's totally possible. That dream will not come true.
Oh, are you saying?
We're playing It's the Totally Possible game.
Ah, okay.
Everything is positive.
My interpretation of that dream was that I'm 68 years old. I'm running out of time.
Ah, okay.
And that was my interpretation.
Gotcha.
I told this to my dental hygienist, the dream, the recurring dream, in conversation. She said, no, that's not what that means. It means that you, as the obsessive compulsive, want everything in order.
Gotcha.
And this dream is your brain saying, no.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a good place to start. It's totally possible that you can it's totally possible that you can live a life that feels out of control.
True.
It's totally possible.
And I have anxiety. Everybody has anxiety.
Right.
And one thing, if there's anybody out there on gabapentin, anxiety is one of the side effects. So it's kind of magnified by that.
All right.
Okay.
It's totally possible that your anxiety will disappear.
I like the way you're thinking.
It's totally, that's I want you to say it. Say,
Okay.
It's totally possible.
It's totally possible my anxiety will disappear.
Absolutely.
Okay,
It's
good deal.
It's totally possible that you will live in total peace.
I love that.
Say it. Make it real in your body.
It's totally possible I am going to live in complete peace.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay,
It's totally
good,
possible.
Good.
What else is totally possible for you, Bob?
Are you familiar with the word angst? A-N-G-S-T?
Yeah.
That's how it's pronounced in German. We call it angst.
Angst.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's another word for anxiety.
Yeah?
And
It's totally possible that angst will disappear from your life.
it's totally possible that angst will disappear from my life.
Uh-huh. All right.
Natürlich.
It's totally possible that your neighbors will no longer bother you.
It's totally possible that my neighbors will no longer bother me
Or Keith.
Right
It's
now, it's a bigger deal with Keith than
Yeah.
it is with me.
It's totally possible that your neighborhood will live in peace.
It's totally possible that my neighborhood will live in peace.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Let's see. Is there anything bugging me? Well, I need a new truck.
Okay.
And I have put that off, and if you've looked at the prices of trucks lately,
Yep.
going up, going up.
It's totally possible the universe sends you the truck you need right when you need it.
It's totally possible the universe will send me the truck that I need when I need
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste.
All right. Anybody else want to? Anybody else want to play? Like say, come on, Mario. Come on. Now we're just trying to take. It's totally possible that something great will happen. It's totally possible. It's totally possible. I mean, you can make it general. It's totally possible that the world leaders will have a big love fest and there'll be world peace.
Yes. I think
Totally.
it's totally possible to heal the planet,
Yes, absolutely.
to heal what's going on the planet.
Yeah.
Just like it was said earlier, Jesus said that we can do what he does and things greater.
Right.
And what we need to realize, we can even heal ourselves.
Yeah. It's
and
totally
we can
possible.
also heal other people as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally possible.
Totally possible.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
What else is totally possible, Mario?
Oh, it's totally possible to get the kind of job that you want.
Yes.
It's also totally possible to make yourself eat healthy and be healthy. It's also totally possible to get rid of certain diseases that you have.
Yes.
And I can just continue.
Yeah,
and continue.
keep going. Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
It's
What
totally
else
possible.
possible?
It's totally possible that Mario keeps going.
Marion got so old, I don't know if I can remember it. My mind
It's
can be
totally possible that Maria's mind is as sharp as she was when she was 20 years
Oh,
old.
it's totally possible that Maria's mind is as sharp as it was ever since I was 20 years old.
Absolutely. It's totally possible.
It's totally possible. It's absolutely possible.
All right, Maria. You got anything more?
No.
All right.
no, no.
All right. Anybody else? Michael, come and play with me. Huh?
Well, we
Okay. Go ahead.
totally possible.
It's totally
that-
possible.
well, Candace and I like to play together anyway, so
Right. Come play.
and I play with her animals too. But it's totally possible that. Okay, so I have a couple worries. One that I'm not getting better at my profession, and I've been trying to find ways to do that. I practice every day. That's the thing. And actually I've made some motions, but the biggest grievance I have against myself is the fact that I'm disorganized.
All right.
And that I'm also a bit of a hoarder. So I have a disorganized hoard of stuff in boxes in my house.
Okay. So what's possible?
It's possible that I will be able to take apart those boxes and put them in, organize them, give away and sell, and throw away things I don't need.
Right.
And have a really nice place to stay.
Right. It's totally possible that
totally
you will
possible.
become organized. It's totally possible that you will become the top in your profession. It is totally possible.
Yeah, it's totally possible. I've already started making tiny baby steps. So one of the tiny baby steps was to join an organization which sponsors twice yearly conventions, and they have seminars on how to do what I do, which is fix violins better, and lots of communication and stuff. And it's also totally possible. So the worry I have with that is that I won't have the money, and I've already told my friends and they've told me it's totally possible
It's
that I'll
totally
be able to
possible.
that I'll be able to raise that money.
Right.
Maybe with some help. It's totally possible my friends will help me, and it'll make the difference between what I feel I can do and what I can really do, which
Right.
is it's also totally possible that I'll start doing what I'm capable of doing that I haven't in the past thought I could
Right.
do.
It's totally possible.
It's totally possible. And I'm also trying to find, yes, it's also totally possible that I'll start building instruments. I've wanted to do this for a
It's
while.
totally possible.
And
oh, yeah.
in simple instruments and maybe more complex instruments, I've wanted to build a mandolin for myself, and I would like to make some other types of instruments. And
Yeah.
it's totally possible I'll be able to do that.
It's totally possible. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you.
All right. It's totally possible. Beth, do you want to come up and do a little rapid fire?
So Candace mentioned Abraham earlier, and I've studied Abraham for quite a while, and I think what she's asking me to do is sort of a mashup of the It's Totally Possible game with the Rampage of Appreciation, which is where you just sort of free think and just
Yeah.
kind of go.
Yeah.
So I'll just try that. So
Okay.
one of the things that I'm similar to Michael, I guess, I'm a very creative person, and that's my favorite stuff to do is creative stuff. And I have a regular job that's not by definition creative, but the things that I like to do is like refinishing furniture and making art and interior design and stuff like that. Process of transformation. So my worry is that I'll give into my own self-doubt and not do those things that actually make me happy. And like right now, I've got about 7 pieces of furniture at the house that are just staring at me, waiting to be made beautiful again. So my worry is that I will let fear and self-doubt overcome my creative potential.
All right.
So it's totally possible that even this week I will go down into my shop and gather up my tools and take a piece of furniture and get started on it. And when I finish it, it will knock not only my socks off, but then I can put it on the Facebook Marketplace for sale, and I'll sell it within an hour of posting it. It's totally possible that the minute that one sells, I'll turn around and start another one and have that one done faster and easier than I expected it to, and somebody will walk down the street and see me working on it and say, hey, I want to buy that even before you finish it. It's totally possible that I will become known for this kind of work and my art and my furniture refinishing, and people will be calling me up and sending me messages and saying, hey, I want you to do a custom piece for me, and they will offer me money that is beyond what I could even imagine, asking for it, and then I will become known in not only Columbia but the Midlands region as an artist and a furniture refinisher, and such that if I wanted to, I could quit my full-time job and just do this kind of thing all the time. It's totally possible that there will be other people who I could teach to do this kind of thing, and they could help, live into their full creativity as well. And we'll have enough money from being able to do the stuff that I love that I could feed into some of the other causes that I believe in, like the environment. I'll be able to make donations and buy a Tesla.
Feel the energy going up here? Tesla. We got there with Tesla.
And now the world is happier because the money that we've been able to infuse, and we'll be able to even have a groundswell of not only people but messaging on social media, such that our politics will stop being crazy and start like abiding by science and saying, yeah, you know what, we do have a crisis in the earth and we're going to fix it. And we'll start doing that, and we'll stop wasting, and we'll stop, maybe more vegans will appear.
It's totally possible.
Not only will we be kinder to the environment, we'll be kinder to our fellow creatures that walk on all fours, and we will become enlightened as a species. It's totally possible. Totally possible that we will all just feed into each other, such that within our lifetimes we'll see a completely different world.
It's totally possible.
Totally possible.
Woo! Are you feeling excited yet? I mean, here we are. I think we're encouraged, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace. We're in these higher states right now. Anybody else? Want to do one? Want to do one real quick? Anybody else? Come on now. Let's play. Come on. It's totally possible that one of you wants to play with me. It's totally possible. Oh, Jim, come on, man. Jim's gonna get out from behind the Oh, if he doesn't trip over the internet cable. It's totally possible. All right, Jim.
All right.
What's totally possible?
It's totally possible Jubilee will fail and shut down.
It's totally possible.
It's totally possible we'll outgrow this space.
It's totally possible.
It's totally possible our YouTube channel will end up with more subscribers than the old fisherman.
Oh, yeah.
It's totally possible your life, my life, and everybody out there will be more than we could ever imagine.
Oh, yeah. Totally possible.
And it's totally possible the opposite.
Everything is possible, but let's focus on the positive.
Yeah. It's totally possible that Jubilee here in Columbia will be bigger than Jubilee in Nashville.
Oh, it's totally possible. It's totally possible.
It's totally possible that this country will find its footing and we'll have a new era of peace and harmony and prosperity for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
It's totally possible you will become bigger than anybody.
That Elvis.
Yes, than Elvis, yes.
It's totally possible. If I eat enough banana sandwiches.
Peanut butter and bacon.
Peanut butter and banana. Yeah, bacon, right. Peanut butter and bacon.
So,
Totally possible.
I know we're small and we're trying to make ourselves bigger, but everything's possible.
Everything is possible. It's totally possible. Thank you, Jim. All right, everybody, I invite you this week, play the It's Totally Possible game. That moment when you start to have the seed of doubt, when you are starting to worry or get anxious or perseverate? Did I get it right? Perseverate? Whenever you start to perseverate, I think this is it. It's like back and forth, back and forth. Whenever you perseverate. And perspile, when you, whatever that is. We're making up new words. Whenever any manner of anxiety arises within you this week, I invite you to play the It's Totally Possible game. It's totally possible that everything works out. It's totally possible that you don't have to worry about a thing because it's totally possible that every little thing gonna be all right. It's totally possible. I want to remind you of the words from, of course I covered it up in my notes here. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. From A Course in Miracles. We will not let the thoughts of the world hold us back. Actually, let's say that together. We will not let the thoughts of the world hold us back. We will not let the beliefs of the world tell us that what God would have us do is impossible. That's a lot to remember, so let's break it up. We will not let the beliefs of the world tell us that what God would have us do is impossible. Instead, we will try to recognize that only what God would have us do is possible. All right. We will not let the thoughts of the world hold us back. Take that with you this week. When you are thinking the thoughts of the world and they're holding you back, don't let it. You are aligned with God. God is the mind with which you think. God is the mind with which I think. I will not let the thoughts of the world hold me back this week. That jubilance ought to make you say, oh yeah, oh yeah. Thank you everybody for playing with me. I appreciate that. All right. During this time of meditation, let's take that into meditation. Water in the, oh. Breathe deeply. We're going to meditate first. We're just going to do some silence. But the band can come up, that's fine, yeah. So, the band is confused. It's all right. Anything's possible. Every little thing going to be all right. All right. So I invite you during this meditation time Take that, it's totally possible, into your time of silence. It's totally possible that you will reach enlightenment. It's totally possible that you will have new insights. It's totally possible that you will have new ideas and that God will inspire you to move in new ways, to be something new in this world. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just a reminder. 2, 3, 4.
possible.
It's totally possible. And thank you so much for our honorary recalcitrant over there, Leslie Gilroy, for helping with the backing vocals. As Janice Mewborn over there on the banjo and vocals. And Trisha Fopp over here on vocals and the 12-string Wimmy Diddle guitar. And Michael Sprinkles Reisman giving us the birds over there today. He was not giving us the birds.
That's not nice.
Birds.
He's giving us the birds. Yeah. Bruce Clark back here on the guitar. Even his guitar is masked for your safety. And Beth Dehart on the drums. And yeah, loving that cowbell. Always more cowbell. Keith Edwards here on the bass. I remembered this week. That's his name. Keith Edwards Sr., not to be confused with Junior. All right, and so we will play our It's Totally Possible game in our Zoom room. That is coming up here in just a few minutes when we wrap up here live, and we invite you to join us on the Zoom. You can find the link at jubileecircle.com or on our Facebook page. And it's totally possible that this basket will fill up so much that it will take 2 of us, maybe 3, to count how much money is going to be in this basket. It is totally possible that all of the money that is in Jubilee Circle's account right now will grow so exponentially that we're going to have to start investing that money somewhere, because you can't just leave it sit that much money leaving. You can't sit that in a checking account. You got to invest it. It's totally possible that Jubilee Circle has so much money that we start a foundation and we give grants out to the community, and people are, there's a Jubilee. We're going to be, it's not Segra Park anymore, it's Jubilee Circle Park. It's totally possible. It's totally possible that everyone who is watching right now just goes, man, I can't wait to give to that place, because I know that they are good stewards of our money, and they are going to help this whole world, and the whole world is going to be blessed because Jubilee Circle is here, and because you took the time to support us by going to our Facebook page or our Jubilee Circle page, jubileecircle.com. You can give on PayPal, you can give Venmo, you can write a check and put it in the mail, and we will get it. So there are many ways that you can help Jubilee Circle become what God wants this place to be, because we are aligning with God's will. God is love, will is thought. Jubilee Circle's thought is always on love. And as long as we are always thinking in love, with love, through love, then we will become love in the world. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's totally possible that this will become a hit song. It's totally possible that Michael and I can live off the residuals for the rest of our lives. It's totally possible. We all walk together, hand in hand, side by side. We all walk together, arms and arms open wide. We make our way by walking in love and they abide. The path is always open and no traveler is denied. So open up your heart, get those tears you cry, because we all walk together, hand in hand, side by side. We all walk together, hand in hand. How long can you go? Go, Trisha. Oh yeah. It's totally possible you'll join us on Zoom. We'll see you there. If not, it's